few minutes to the end of the day of Saturday, December 10th. Look what I picked up. Welcome to the DO Boxing Show, and thanks for tuning into another episode. I'm your host, Dameon Okposio, and it's just maybe about quarter to midnight. We're just ending off the day on Saturday, December 10th. But the reason why I specified this day is because December 10th has been the day of a tremendous amount of boxing activity that happened in the GTA area. So I picked up the local newspaper, the Toronto Sun, for December the 10th, and I looked through the sports section. So on today's date, we had legendary trainer Adrian Teodorescu. There was a gathering for him today. December 10th is the grand opening of a second location, or another location, of the Martial Arts Fitness Academy, I believe on Dundas Street. December 10th, you have UFC fighter Johnson at Hamilton's Fight Planet store. You've got the amateur boxing show in London, Ontario, and you have Seasons Beatings, Brody Boone's amateur show that happened in Hamilton. And there was tons of boxing today, tons of stuff in the fight community, and of course UFC was in Toronto. But when you're looking at the sports section, the only thing that you see that's related to the fight game is the UFC. So the UFC has got about, I would say, they're on about 4 pages, including a little banner on the front here. Absolutely nothing about boxing. And the reason why I bring that to your attention is because we've got another issue of Below the Belt Boxing Magazine that's coming out. So with all that boxing activity happening just on the one day, December 10th, not to mention the beginning of the month, there was a show at Cabbagetown. December the 9th, there was a show in St. Catharines, which had a lot of boxing celebrities there. Olympian Chris Johnson, former heavyweight, Canadian heavyweight champion Tom the Bomb Gillespie. Lots of stuff happening in boxing, but you don't see it in the local media. I mentioned it before, but this paper just drove it home today, because today there was a lot of activities in the fight world, but the only thing that you see is the UFC. And why? Because the UFC spends the money. When the UFC when Dana White and the Furtado brothers originally picked up the UFC, don't quote me on the numbers, but it's around, I think they purchased it for around $1 million. But then over the years, the Furtado brothers spent an additional $50 million. And most of that money went into the promotion. We all know it didn't go into the salaries, because you saw the grievances and the news articles about that. But whether you agree or disagree with how they do things, the UFC spends a lot of money in promotions. And that is why they get the amount of coverage that they do. I'm just trying to show you, it's all the business. There is no such thing as impartial media, especially when you're talking about the bigger news chains. And for the boxing community, that's why you have this. You don't have to utilize it. You don't have to, because I can write enough content to fill up a magazine. It's only 24 pages of this high quality magazine. And when I say high quality, I mean because of the amount I spent on the paper printing and design. The design work is outstanding, and I put it on a really high quality glossy paper. But if you want an opportunity to get your information in boxing out there, yes, it will cost you. You have a vehicle for it if you want it. Next issue coming up is going to be issue number 35, Below the Belt Boxing Magazine. I put my ad rates on the Below the Belt Boxing Magazine Facebook page. If you're interested about knowing those ad rates, they haven't changed. I think I did those ad rates maybe about 5 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. They haven't changed. So if you're curious about the ad rates, contact me. I will get them to you. And if you feel that you have an important message or something in boxing that you want to get out there, yes, it's going to cost you, but you have a vehicle. If you want it, it's there. Next issue we're putting together right now, and it'll be out in the next month or two. And if you want to have information that's part of that, contact me sooner rather than later, just to make sure that we can get the content in this particular issue. So that's all I had to say about this issue. Is boxing has a vehicle to get the information out there, aside from social media. I'm just talking about the print aspect. Social media is fantastic, and there's a lot of great sites and venues to go to, and I've mentioned them in previous episodes that you can check out for your fight information. But if you're looking for something in print, I'm just showing you we have a vehicle. It goes through every Chapters in Indigo right across Canada, and if you're looking to advertise, which is the best way to get into the magazine, by all means give me a call and we'll get you inside. If not this issue, the next upcoming issue. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can ask us any questions related to boxing by sending us a message through Twitter at DOKPOSIO or through email okposio@hotmail.com. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.